Testing, 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 testing. Okay. I'm just seeing if this is working. It says it is. Very well. Very, very, very well. This is my Son of Tarzan puppet. It says it's working, so I'll trust it. Here we go. We found it. At last. It says it is. Very well. And I'm just going to see if I can get this looking okay. There we go. Alright. I'm always playing around with different methods. Son of Tarzan puppet. It says it's working. Here we go. Here we go. We found it. At last. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Video capture, video capture. Give me a second. Here we go. Now I'll just edit this a bit. Figure video. There we go. Boom. That's a bit better. So now I can start mucking around with this character. Video capture, video capture. Give me a second. Here we go. Now I'll just edit this a bit. Figure video. Sweet. Oh, I swear I did this differently before. Oh well. So here's my Son of Tarzan character. Appears at the end. I'm just adding very simple little highlights and shadows and stuff. Sweet. Nothing crazy. I swear I did this differently. Nothing crazy. So here's my Son of Tarzan character. Appears at the end. I'm just adding very simple little highlights and shadows and stuff. Nothing crazy. So these under bits, give them a bit more shadow. Oh yeah. So these under bits. I've been once again working on my blog stuff, so that's been good. It's been productive. And this is just very slow progress, but things slowly move though. And what's good is that my main characters of Jane and Tarzan are essentially done, so I can kind of rest easy knowing that they're done. A little bit, pretty much done, so I can now kind of speed through the other characters. It's not as big a deal if they're not 100% perfect. Okay, so this is the fun bit where I get to do... it always highlights the wrong area. Let's have a look. I'm still getting my head around this video capture stuff. Ooh, where are you? There you go. Boom. I'm going to configure video. Configure video. Configure the video. Configure the video. What? Let's have a look. I'm still getting my head around this video capture stuff. It doesn't seem to be working, does it? Oh yeah, it's here the whole time. It was here the whole time. Okay. Doesn't seem to be working. Oh yeah, it's here the whole time. It was here the whole time. Okie dokie. Is that where it wants to be? I'm trying to find that little sweet spot where it wants to be. Okie dokie. There you go. think it wants to be around there. Find that little sweet spot where it wants to be. Okay, sweet. Okay, I'm going to say it's around there. There's a little highlight. Oh yeah, highlight. Highlight here as well. Highlight up here. In fact, I could practically dry brush some of this stuff. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to say it's around there. There's a little highlight. Oh yeah, highlight here as well. I remember learning dry brushing at a very early age. I've been looking at a lot of sort of wackier art. I tend to flitter around with different interests and styles, and it's funny when I'm working on a big film like this because, you know, I kind of, personally, I'm going on a sort of different adventures art-wise, but you kind of have to stick to this when you're doing a major project, this sort of style that you decided months, if not years earlier. But I mean, this is a project I decided to do back in, I think, late July. So it's still fairly young. This project, still a fairly young project. But even so, my brain is off on other adventures in a way. So I sort of have to set time aside every week to kind of pursue those little other new adventures, that kind of new things you're getting excited about. So I'm getting excited about more the kind of wackier art styles, cartoony styles like Tex Avery stuff, and sort of Ren and Stimpy-esque kind of stuff, very wild. And what I can do with that in stop motion, because there's a lot you can do with it, and especially since a lot of stop motion animators tend to they're very nihilistic. And I think you can do that same style, and although it is often used in a for nihilistic purposes, I think you can make it, put it in non-nihilistic animations to really cool effect, possibly, and that's what I'm, for fun, playing with those sort of ideas. Got this cockroach character that's sort of in that sort of Ren and Stimpy style, that kind of wacky Tex Avery sort of style. And I think I can make it fun and wacky, but not miserable, because some of those animations are a bit miserable. The two over the top ones, the Nickelodeon ones, can be a bit, yeah, a bit miserable. Even Simpsons can go that way, you know. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this is just quite enjoyable. I was getting so sick of Jane, working on Jane. I was like, oh my gosh, please tell me I don't have to work on Jane again, which is great, because I don't. I can move on to other things. Oh yeah, this is. Let's go hardcore. Let's go all the way to white. Work with that. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. I can move on to other things. Can I make this higher so it's more my view? That's the question. Good. There you go. Yes, you can. They're cool. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Can I make this higher so it's more my view? That's the question. Slowly learning the different skills for vlogs and filmmaking. There you go. Look, I should have started from that angle from the start, shouldn't I? I really should have. So yeah, this cockroach animation will be fun to work on at some point, but obviously I can't be too sort of, I don't know what the word is, promiscuous by doing different animations all the time. I have to retain some focus, so I'm like, okay. It's the benefit of working on stuff I really enjoy, which is this Tarzan one. It's quite enjoyable. You can retain excitement for the project long after you've started, which isn't always easy, so it's important to either make sure if you don't think you're going to be that interested in a couple months' time, make sure it's a quick project. I just did so many quick projects in the past, I'm just like, it'd be nice to do a longer, larger film, and my brain was like, oh, I want to do something bigger with more substance, because it just can get a bit frustrating just doing stuff that's really short. Animations all the time, it just doesn't. It's like, what's the point? I want character. I want to see some characters develop and stuff. So we shall see. We shall see. I didn't have sound on the last few streams because I was dummy and I didn't get the sound on. I'm 34 years old. I've been doing this for years, and yet it's just always a challenge with tech. That's why I did stop motion and not CG. Because it's just reliable. Look at this, it's a physical thing, and I can see what's wrong, and I can manipulate it practically. I can hear my grouchy, gravelly voice on the over the headphones from the stream, which is a few seconds delayed, I think. I don't know how to fix that. It just is what it is. Yeah, that's coming together, isn't it? Jane's hair took a bazillion years because I did it wrong. I kind of wanted to keep it in its stylings. With this one, I kind of let all the stylings, all the hair follicles flick out like a big, what do you call it, fez, afro or whatever. And I got all the shadow in first. And this means the shadow's already done, so everything can kind of bounce off that, as opposed to working past your highlights to touch up the shadows, which is a proper pain. Nice, 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 nice. Very good, very good. Very, very good, very good, very good, very good. And this means the shadow's already done, so everything can kind of bounce off that, as opposed to. There you go. Look, it's coming together, isn't it? It's not great. It's not terrible. Now this is only going to be for one quick little shot, really quick. Jane's sort of holding him in place, and he's like seen from that height. So it'll be on Jane's face, and then it'll pan down to him. Is they're kind of dodging the crocodiles, the African swamp crocodiles. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I have to remember that. But it's just, I think it's worthwhile because it's fun to have just these little tiny, beautifully made insert shots that just tell the audience that this is a character. Because a lot of these shots with the kid and the mama will be them as their smaller puppets, which aren't as detailed. But if you can just throw in a nice little detailed shot here and there, it's like my Wallace animation. Even though he's running around as a tiny puppet, if you just throw in that big animation, you can kind of go, that small puppet was the same as this big puppet, so you can kind of get away with it. I don't know, it just kind of fills out the world, makes the puppet feel like it's much more characterful, even if it's tiny, because the audience knows that the larger scale one exists also in the same universe. I don't know. I don't know. This stuff hasn't really been done in ways I've seen properly before. It probably has been done before, but I just have no recollection of seeing an animation which has obviously small scale puppets and obviously large scale puppets. Usually it's much more clever and seamless. They want everything to seem like the large scale puppets. I was watching the making of Pinocchio, and they had all the puppets were made to look for large scale, like the larger scale puppets, the 10-inch, 12-inch puppets, and they had smaller characters like the Jiminy Cricket, but they had a large scale Jiminy Cricket for the close-ups of his face, and then obviously they had tiny versions for when he's in like Pinocchio's pocket or whatever. And you weren't really aware that there was different scales, but obviously with my films, I will be doing a lot with the tiny puppets because it's just easier. And they will be obviously not the exact same scale as these bigger ones, so I don't know how that's going to work. I'm hoping similar to my Troll of London Bridge and Wallace Hood animations. I'm hoping. You can't be sure. You know the risks. I know the risks. Okay, okay. And I'm just doing that little under, see the under areas. You can't see the, see a bit better now. Get those shadows in the under areas. Nice, there you go, look at that. Good. Good, 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 good. It's a bit dusty, rusty, dusty, that's fine. This light's a bit intense, isn't it? Sorry about that. Nice, there you go, look at that. Good. That's a bit more filtered there, look at that. A bit dusty, rusty, dusty, that's fine. This light's a bit intense, isn't it? Sorry about that. Not really sure how to proceed with this, but alright. That's a bit more filtered there, look at that. Not too sure at all. It is just for one shot, I have to remember that. Not really sure how to proceed. Zoiks. Okay, I might add some blue as well for a bit of flavouring. Not too sure at all. So I used to enjoy using, I got a lot of these scale colour paints. These are from scale, as I said, was it scale 25? And they're from one of the founders of that, Elias. I did a painting workshop with, and it was interesting to see his, you know, his method of making his paints, and they are just very nice paints. So, was it Elias and Alejandro or something? I did painting workshops with both of them, so it's kind of cool to have a personal connection with the paints. Like, I know the people that made those. He's a Spanish fellow. They're both Spanish, actually. A lot of miniature painters are Spanish in origin. Here we go. So we've got a bit of blue just to make it, the lines a bit more intense. A bit more intense. He's a Spanish fellow. They're both Spanish, actually. A lot of miniature painters. There we go. And those shadows are a bit more. Just gives a bit of variation, so it's just pops out at the viewer in a pleasing way, hopefully. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Just gives a bit of variation, boom, boom. So it's just boom, 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 boom. Pops out at the viewer in a pleasing way, hopefully. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yeah, there you go, look at that. Can't really see much there from that angle, can you? It is sad. Yeah, so I might mess around with the blue a bit more, actually. Moving forward, there's a lot more you can do with it, a lot more you can play with it. It is sad. Yeah, so I might mess around with the blue a bit more, actually. Oops. Oops. Oopsie croopsie. Forward. There's a lot more you can do with it, a lot more you can play with it. This is speeding along so much faster than Oops. Oopsie croopsie. Jane puppet hair. My gosh, I wasted so much time on that hair. I was going nuts on Jane's hair. This is speeding along so much faster than. Maybe I should invest in a better lighting setup at some point. I was going nuts on Jane's hair. I don't know, is that Just adding a little grey here and there just to give it a bit of spice from the browns. Maybe should invest a little flavouring, a little spicy flavouring. Ooh, there we go. A bit of spice, there you go. Oh dear, still not quite right. From the browns. A little flavouring, a little spicy flavour. Ooh, there we go. I'm not sure what I can do here. I might do some highlights. Let's get the old scale 25. Oh dear. Still not quite right. No scale colour. Why do I call it scale 25? Oh, that must be a different range of something else, I think. There we go. Get the old scale 25. Oh yeah, there we go. Lovely. So we got some super highlight paints. Oh, that must be a different range of something else, I think. There we go. Oh yeah. Should I even do that? Should it even be yellow? I don't know. Let's try maybe blue. Make it more blue. Oh, I don't know. Should I even do that? Should it even be yellow? Let's try making them blue. Let's see if that adds something interesting. Let's try maybe blue. Make more blue. Not bad. Look at that. See, I did a bit of blue on that corner. It kind of works. Makes it look like it's moonlight, maybe, which it isn't. But blue. Let's see if that adds something interesting. I don't know. Blue, white, yellow. I don't know. I can just use a bit of blue here and there, and then I might go back to yellow. Not bad. Look at that. See, I did a bit of blue on that corner. It kind of works. Makes it look like it's moonlight, maybe, which it isn't. But I don't know. Blue, white, yellow. I don't know. I can just use a bit of blue here and there, and then I might go back to yellow. Makes it look like it's moonlight, maybe, which it isn't. Look at this puppy. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Coming together. Yeah, I'm not sure the blue's really working, but why not? Why not? Maybe I should have music in the background as well. Like, look at this puppy. Oh yeah, baby. Streamers often have music, don't they? Oh yeah. Coming together. Boom, boom, pow, 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 pow. Pow, 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 pow. Yeah, I'm not sure the blue's really working, but why not? Why not? Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Kind of, no. Now let's try more red, maybe? Let's try the red one. Let's see what that does. A bit of red highlight. I'm just being really European paintery. European painters in the miniature scene were known for their vibranty kind of colours, and there's always notorious at Golden Demon that big miniature painting competition at Games Workshop, at Games Day usually, they would be rejected, sometimes outright, to even be in the competition because of their obsession with all using like insane amounts of colours in there. Like you'd have a Space Marine with blue, obviously armour, and they would be throwing in sneaky little pinks and violets and turquoises and yellows in there as well. Very sort of zenithal highlighting and very realistic and hyper-realistic stuff, and I think, and almost like there's different coloured lighting in the scene, and Games Workshop didn't like that. They like their kind of clear they had a clear style you could see in their White Dwarf magazines and stuff, that their in-house style they didn't like. At least back then they didn't like the more European style. But I have, from all my miniature painting workshops with all these different artists, I've picked up their colourfulness techniques. And they were wild, to be fair, you know. Not sure how much of that being so wacky with the colours was a personal decision, artistic decision, or whether it was just based on, let's say, lifestyle choices, and what they, what they're up to. But we needn't go into that, dear me. So, with this, I've got some highlights. Based on, let's say, lifestyle choices, what they, I think I might call it a day for this stream. I'll carry on. Anyway, I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to carry on, do his flesh as well, skin, and I'll see you later. How do I end this?